There are two kinds of verbs in past simple. So we say two kinds, two sorts, two types of verbs in past simple. We have regular verbs which take ed at the end of the verb. For example, want, wanted. And irregular verbs which change the internal vowel. So the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So for example, verb come. So the internal vowel, it's not E. It's final at the end. So we speak about O. So we are going to change the internal vowel, O to A. So the present is come, but the past is came. Now the problem the students face is how do they know if it is regular or irregular verb? There is no rule for this. You need to know every verb and to know its past tense. But I have an idea that will help you. You just take a paper and write regular verbs, and whenever you find a verb with ed, write it in that list and try to learn it. And if the verb doesn't take ed in the past, you need to write it in another paper and you write irregular verbs. Let's continue. So today we are going to focus only on the positive. We are not going to focus on the negative and the question. Some students will say, why? Why just positive? Why aren't we going to study negative and question? The answer is very simple. So verb want in the past is wanted. So we write wanted just in the positive form. So in the negative form we don't have wanted with ed, and in the question we don't have wanted with ed. So wanted with ed just in the positive form. In the negative form we use didn't. I didn't want. If you write I didn't wanted, it's not correct. So today we are going to focus only on the positive because we have ed or the verb change the vowel. Because in the negative and in the question, the verb doesn't change. It remains in the infinitive. But these things we are not going to study them today. Today we are going to see just the past of verbs before we can make these verbs in sentences and forms negative and question. So what I want you to do is just to remember that want is a regular verb. It takes ed in the past. And the conjugation of verb want with all the subject pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they doesn't change. So I wanted, you wanted, he wanted, she wanted, it wanted, we wanted, you wanted, they wanted. Some students pronounce it want. It's not want, it's want. It's o. Wo. I wanted. So this is the conjugation of verb want in the past simple and in the positive, because we need ed just in the positive. Okay, let's go to the next verb. Came. Came is not a regular verb because it doesn't take ed, but it's changed the vowel, the O-A. So here, I came. And we also use this came just in the positive form. So you cannot say, I didn't came. It's not correct. You say, I didn't come. And the question, did you come? If you say, did you came, it's not correct. So came, we use it just in the positive form. You should remember these information. They are very important in English. So came and wanted. So the past tense of the verb, just we use it in the positive. In the negative, we don't use it. In the question, we don't use it. We use just the infinitive. So let's conjugate with me verb come in the past simple. I came, you came, he came, she came, it came, we came, you came, they came. Let's go to the next verb. Listen. So listen, is it a regular or irregular verb? Let's see the answer. So it's regular verb, it takes ed. So we are going to conjugate it with all subject pronouns. I listened, you listened, he listened, she listened, it listened, we listened, you listened, they listened. Let's go to the next verb. Hear. So here it's like here and there, so the same pronunciation. Hear, I hear you. So look at the past. We are going to add just d at the end, but the students, they pronounce it heard because the present is here, so the past is heard. No, it's not heard, it's heard. Heard. I heard you. I heard. You heard. He heard. She heard. It heard. We heard. You heard. They heard. So try to practice it a lot. Let's go to the next verb. Speak. In the past, so change the vowel, the internal vowel, change EA to O and E at the end. Spoke. Many students pronounce this verb spoke. It's not spoke. It's spoke. I spoke. You spoke. He spoke. She spoke. It spoke. We spoke. You spoke. They spoke. Let's go to the next verb. Write. So W silent, E silent. And I is pronounced I. Write. But look at the past. What happens? So we change I to O. And student, they pronounce it rot. No. So rot, if we say rot fruit, it means that we cannot eat rot fruit because it's not good, it's bad. So rot. But here it's the past of write, wrote. So remember, when we have O, you should pronounce it O. So all the time when we have O in the past, it should be pronounced O. Wrote. I wrote. You wrote. He wrote. She wrote. It wrote. We wrote. You wrote. They wrote. Let's go to the next verb. Read. Read. The present. Let's see the past. So the students, they pronounce read. The past and the present the same. No. So the past is like the color, red. So as if you say you are red, you are a color. So you say I read, you read, he read, she read, it read, we read, you read, they read. Let's go to the next verb. Be. So verb be in the present has 3 forms. Are, is. In the past has just 2 forms. And we are going to study 2 or 3 or more lessons just about verb to be in the past, was and were. So the conjugation of was we have it just with I and he, she, it. I was, he was, she was,